So two things about the EMF. First of all, it's really bad, but at the same time, don't freak out and cry and just run for the hills. It's not that bad, but it is bad. It's bad enough that you need to do something about it, but not scary enough that you think just everything you're going to do from this day forward is in vain. Okay, there's a happy medium in there. I'm going to give you some handouts here. So here's what happened. This is the history. So Wi-Fi, 5G, smart meters, all of the cool stuff they're doing. Years ago, you were only exposed to possibly one or two sources. And part of the problem is not that any one particular source of this EMF is bad, it's that the combination of them together is what's really the bad news. But the one that's here is the smart meter. So smart meters are bad. I keep hearing smart meters are bad, they're dangerous. Okay, good. They're definitely bad. You definitely don't want the insult to injury in your home with the smart meter. However, the only reason they're really bad is depending on what amount you're already being exposed to in your home. If you're a very high-tech family already and you had a smart meter, you probably just 10x everybody's rate for cancer and autistic-like tendencies and all that stuff because you already had too much in your home to begin with. If you're living by yourself in a small apartment and they happen to install a smart meter, non-optimum, but probably not putting you at very much more of a risk than you're already at. So you have to, it's relative based on what you're already doing. So what you can do is you have many options depending on who you are, how scared you are. We can also test it, by the way. We can cross-check it. I have a whole EMF test kit now, by the way. Plus we use your own EMF devices. So if we really need to, I can come to your home and do the consult there because we're going to need to walk around and kind of do some monkey around with each of your devices. There's some things you can do at home without me there. And then if they're small devices, you can bring them in. So we're going to do a demonstration here on the phone as well. Okay? Because what it becomes then is how much protection do you need depends on, again, how many people, how many devices, and how much overlap do you have. And see on the picture there is the more circles you have overlapping is the more dangerous. Now you're just walking around in one big radiation, funnel or, matrix all the time. So if you have a Wi-Fi on one side of the house and maybe a smart meter on the completely other side of the house, and you spend most of your time in the middle of the house in the kitchen, you're probably going to be relatively okay. I'd still recommend getting a little bit of something to plug in the wall for the Wi-Fi, just so there's like basically no or minimal risk. But if you're that one by the right, by the way, is my house, because I got 4 people. Each of us have a computer, each of us have a laptop, each of us have a cell phone. We have 2 Wi-Fis because we have a 2-story house and one Wi-Fi won't make it upstairs, so we have 2 Wi-Fis and a smart meter. And an additional building in the back, so there's another Wi-Fi and another smart meter and another computer out there. That's all within like we live on a half-acre, quarter-acre small in Clearwater, downtown Clearwater, not a lot of space, okay? You're gonna take a look. The other problem is that our homes are so close, we're getting Wi-Fi from the neighbor left and right. So we also have at least 2 to 5 other sources depending on who's home, in addition to the already too many that I have in my home. So when you're looking at it, because people, okay, a lot of dough to come down to money is like, well, that sounds like a lot of money. And it's like, well, it depends on if you're a family of 4 and your own, up with modern technology. To handle it, to negate it, it's just going to cost more money. So your choices are make everybody throw all their devices out, or you're going to have to, it'll be more expensive, the size of your family, the size of your home. Because what the risk factor is how many circles do you have overlapping, and how many like hot spots in your house do you have, where that if you actually stood there, you'd be in big trouble. First thing is, you all know the first question we're going to ask from just a basic energetic muscle testing. Just put your arm out. We're just going to make sure Olivia's strong in here and everything's fine, which it is. Her phone has no protection on it, so the first thing is just put it in her hand and just see what it does, and it just completely crashes her. Okay, so definitely too much EMF, too close. Okay. Now, this is one you can put on the back of the phone if you're and it depends on what company you have. Who your phone service is, and if you're 4G, 5G, you got the latest model, your all internal is set up, which one you're going to test for, by the way, I can't tell you. So, of course, everyone wants to test for the cheapest one, but we're about to find out. So for Olivia, what you do is, now this would all be on the phone, we won't do that for demonstration purposes, but I'll just put it in her hand, and then put this on, and then put her arm up again, and let's see what we get. So it's relatively good. She could probably get away with the cheapest thing there is. Now, we did this yesterday just as an experiment. Even though that one was pretty strong, this is a wristband you can wear. You see, just kind of put that over a few fingers just so it's like on you, good. And then put that, and we just want to see how much, and then match again. And just look at how much stronger she is. So there's a lot more strength with the second one. So she doesn't have to do the second one, bare minimum the first one, but she ideally would be better off with the second one. The other thing too is if you're a lot of teenagers and nerdy kids, thank you.
Yep.
And they're going to be sitting there with the wireless earbuds in their head, listening to music on their cell phone while they're playing on their either video game or computer. That's 3 devices all in one area. This, again, is only going to negate out the one. So it's either 3, 1 for each unit, and or a bigger something to kind of negate the whole bubble. So the choice is yours how you go about it. So that's why I said if you're curious or worried and you don't know what to do, I'll give you the handout on all the different devices. And I'm waiting on my first order. It's coming from Germany. So that's the really other cool thing about this. Most of, this is part of my job always, is to keep you safe. Most of what you can buy on Amazon and Everett doesn't work, like at all. It's just literally a sticker and they put some black plastic on it and they're charging you $60 for it. It's like, they actually don't work. There's actually, just like with the DNA testing and everything else that I do, there's actually a science behind it, and you need someone with the smarts to have the engineering how to take that raw data and actually turn it into something. So there's about 4 companies across the globe that actually have the correct technology to actually provide devices that actually work. You can get protection for you, your car, your entire home, your dog. It's all in there. So whoever you think is at risk. And then again, we can do the muscle test and a few other things. You can't just rely on the simple demonstration, but that's a good starting point if you did and nothing else. I could come to your home and have you just stand by all your different devices. And let's say, for example, the wristband cancels everything out, then just get a wristband or something else. If it's ugly, then put it on a necklace and hide it under your shirt. I don't care what you do, just keep the bubble from impinging on you and keeping the bubble out there.